In this video, we are going to do some finishing touches to some drawings that we've completed. And so I'm going to go ahead and open up the 800-gallon tank. I'm going to do the finishing touches to this one, and then you're going to follow along with the video so that you can do the finishing touches for all of the others that are in this series that we worked on. The first thing that we want to do is I want to show you something to begin with. So going forward, when I send you these sketches, really these sketches are going to be just for reference on your spacings between your openings and your overall dimensions here and your dimensions between your supports. And so I don't need you to make any edits to these because these sketches are pretty old and a lot of this stuff under specifications has changed. So I meant to tell you that and I forgot to. But that's okay. I had to do a lot of edits today to the specifications table anyway because I had to make some changes to reflect some new things. So I've got all of this changed the way that I want it, and with some new ways that we do things. Some of these thicknesses have changed on some things in the construction. I wanted to give the end user a little more idea about the type of weld that we do and all of that. And the test is different now than what it had been. And I made some additional notations about the primer and just rearranged some things and allowed myself an extra line in case I'm working on a special project and I have to do anything, say anything in the spec that someone might need to know. I've got an extra line there. And in the legend, the only change that I did was I scooted this over. But when you get your new templates, all of this is going to be reflected in there. So the only thing that you ever have to change is your capacity. You want to make sure the capacity here and here matches what you're drawing. You don't have to make any other edits there. And so this one is tricky because normally I do want this in the upper right corner. However, we're constricted to space here. When we go up to the next size, we're going to be working on a different scale where there's going to be more space in here to draw on. But since this is the biggest one in the scale, everything is very tight. So you won't have to rearrange this in the future or any of this, but I'm going to today just to give us some more space because I want this label that says side to be up at the top and I want the label that says end to be above this. I always want the end label to be in the upper left and I want the side label to be in the upper left above what you're drawing. So I need to make a little more space here. So you're going to see me move this and this, but that is for this drawing only. You won't need to move it for your other drawings. You'll have plenty of space. However, if you do get in a place where your space confined, you can move those if you have to. And so I'm going to move this down just a little. And I'm going to take this group of text and I'm just going to put it over here. So this is going to give us some more space at the top so we can do our side and our end labels. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm just going to scoot it over. And I'm going to look at this. I'm not going to drop it, but I'm going to see how we align. And it looks like position X, if you can see down at the bottom of the screen, position X is 120.01. So I'm going to take it back up here, and I'm going to put it at 120.01 for position X. And that kind of gets the end of this in line with this. All right. I want to pull all of this down. I'm leaving just a little break between that dimensions and the specifications box. Just a little break here. I'm a little too close to that border. I'm going to try to make some more space here where I can pull. I'm also going to try to align these center lines up. So the center line, I kind of want it even with that center line. I think that this is a little big. If you look, and this is probably my fault because I'm the one that drawed this, but if you look, this is just a little wide here compared to over here. And I'm going to just shorten this down, this whole line, 147.5. I'm just going to make it 145. Now I'm going to hover my mouse over this yellow dot, and I'm just going to snap it. See the pink diamond in the middle? I snapped it right in the center. And that makes us just a little bit more room. Because this one is so tight, we have to utilize all the space that we can utilize. So we're just going to slowly drag that over just a little bit. You're not going to run into this on the ones that you fix. I'm fixing this one for you, and you're going to fix the others, so you're not going to run into this, but I'm just showing you how I do it if you run into a situation where things are tight. I'm thinking we've got more space to pull all of this down. So I'm going to start over here, draw a rectangle around all of it. And I'm going to deselect end. And I'm just going to gradually pull this down. Looks good. I'm going to drop it. Okay, I'm going to drop that and leave it alone now. I want to put this side up here. And I'm looking here on the position. I'm paying attention to position X, left to right. And I want it to be positioned at 1.76, but I want it up here at the same as Y, minus 2.26. So 176 minus 2.26. 1.76 minus 2.26. And if I didn't want to do it that way, I could always go to modify, 2D align, and middle. But either way you can do it. All right. Right here, our center lines are aligned pretty good. We're a little off. I'm going to drag this one on down. I want those center lines to be real close together so we know we are in good alignment. But there's something still wrong. These legs look longer than these legs. So we got to find this out. What's going on with this? All right. So your legs always from the bottom of your tank to the base of your leg. If you're watching where my mouse is going, bottom of the tank to the base of the leg is always 6 inches. I don't think we have 6 inches here. Let's take a look. I'm just going to use the line, a temporary line to measure 6 inches to 70. Look, we're a little off. How can we fix that? How can we fix that without having to redraw this whole leg? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you. Okay. Let's use some temporary lines here to do this. Okay. I'm going to make them red so you can see them. All right. We know that from the bottom of the tank to the base of the leg always has to be 6 inches. So I'm going to snap this temporary line right here in this corner of the bottom of the tank. And I'm going to go down 6 inches, 270 degrees. That looks like a big 6 inches. Is that 6 inches? No. I have my hands on the wrong key on the keyboard. I'm not using my normal keyboard right now because I ordered a new one and I'm using a temporary one and I get my hands on the wrong keys. I hope Amazon brings my keyboard today. Okay, so we did a temporary 6-inch line because we know from the bottom of the tank to the ground has to be 6 inches. Now we're going to do another little temporary line here in the corner, and we can do that any size because we're going to be deleting it. I'm going to do a 2-inch by 180 degrees. Now, to move the triangle down, all we have to do is highlight it, get kind of over here close to the corner, and we should be able to pull it down and snap it. Can we do? Oh, no, I did that wrong. Don't do that. I'm going to Control-Z that. Sorry. All right, here's what we have to do. We're going to take this little box in the corner. So we select our rectangle. We take this little box in the corner and we drag it. And as you can see, when I meet that corner, I start getting those purple lines, but I also get to the right of my mouse cursor that little diamond. And that tells me that she snapped right in there. Okay, so we're 6 inches to the ground now from the tank. We know that because this temporary line I'm deleting now is 6 inches. Now we're going to get rid of that. We got to go over here and do the same thing. Take this and we're going to do a temporary line right here in this corner. Snap it in. We're going to go down 6 inches, 270 degrees. I'm working in a little bit fast motion now because you already saw me do it once. 1 inch, any length we want really, because we're going to delete it. And there's the red temporary line. And we're going to highlight the triangle. And we're going to come in. And we're going to pull it down till we get that diamond, and we're going to snap it. And we're going to delete the temporary lines. And so now we know that our legs are 6 inches from the ground. And I'll just show you something. Hold on. So this is what I'm saying, that from the bottom of your tank to the ground is 6 inches. Okay. And so you can kind of see what's on that end view. You can see that it goes down, over, and back up at an angle. And so it's kind of what you're looking at. That's the inside of this end view. Down, over, back up at an angle. And So you're always longer out here and you're shorter in here. And so from here to the ground is always 6 inches. I'm going to close that out. We want to make sure that the height of this rectangle, which is saying 11.5 size Y, we always want to make sure that it's the same as this line right here, which is saying 11.84. So we have to make this taller. Now, an easy way to do this, to adjust this without having to redraw, is another red temporary line. We're going to go up 11.84 and we're going to do 90 degrees. And we'll just do another little leg of a rectangle here, any length that we want, 180, because we're going to be deleting it. Okay, so we've got this temporary upside down L-shaped line, and we're going to take the square corner and we're going to snap it into the corner of our temporary lines. Now let's delete the temporary lines. And that looks pretty good. Are we even? Let's check. A little off on that angle. We maybe need to do a little more aligning there. But we're pretty even. So I could probably scoot that down just a little bit if I want to be real precise about it. And I'm just going to pull it down a tiny bit. You don't have to be that perfect with it, but to me, I just want to make sure I'm not seeing it look like it's off any. So I think that's pretty good. Okay, so over here we want to do the same thing. Our height needs to be 11.84. So we're going to do temporary line again. 11.84, 90 degrees. There again, any length that you want. And drag and pull to the corner. Delete this temporary line. Delete that temporary line. Okay, so we got some good precision there in our views now. Our legs are the right height. Our side and end are aligned. And so the next thing that we want to do is we want to work on these dimensions and make sure that we get those good and consistent. And we don't have to redimension them, I don't think. I think we just have to do a little bit of adjustment here to the height. And I'm seeing a temporary line here. I don't know why that's here, but I'm going to get rid of it because I don't really want it on there. And I mean, I'm assuming it was the temporary line, so we're gonna get rid of that and those two and make them go away. And I should be able to just pull and snap now. Yes, and it has been taking me a couple of tries to get it to snap in, or at least get it very close. See there, it's very close, but it will take 2 times. You've got to select it, pull it up till it snaps. Select it, go over here almost to the corner, pull it up. You're snapped in pretty close. That's good. Let's look at the height of this versus the height of that, because to me this one looks a little taller. The height of this is looking at size Y, we're at 4.64. I'm going to jot that down, 4.64 inches. I want to make this one, the height of this one, be 4.64 inches as well. And I don't know what we got going on here, but I realized I drew this, so I'm sure it was my fault. This is 4 inches. I'm going to get rid of this and redo it. Okay, let's go to Dimension and Smart. And we're going to go over here and we're going to find just this invisible line that we had. Oh, that's outside to outside. We never do outside to outside. We always do center to center. So this line right here at 31.75, see how it goes from outside to outside? I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to draw an invisible line from center to center. So here's the center. You can see it snapping in. And I'm going to draw to that center. And if you look down at the lower left, it is 26.75 length. So that's good. I'm going to make it invisible. And I'm going to redraw that dimension. Dimension Smart. And I jotted down for the height earlier 4.64 in length. It's 4.64. And we will just change that font, text.sh, and 1.5. Very consistent. Everything is lined up good. Everything is even. And so we've got that finished. I'm going to save that. Everything else looks really good here. Oh, wait. We need to fix C and F. We got to get these fixed. They're just not looking right to me. I'm going to pull this over out of my way. I'm trying to make this arrow a little more straight. We always have trouble with these leader arrows. See, I'm trying to use this green. Since we can't get it straight, we may just do it angled. It's really hard to get it straight. Let's try this one. Okay, it's actually straight. Now, our rotation here is a 1.03. I'm going to jot that down because we may be able to use that on the other one. And if we can't, we'll just copy paste the other one. So this, if you see how I did that, I went over here to this green and it makes like a rotation tool. And I just kind of rotated around until this line straightened up because the 0-degree angle didn't really look straight. And I'm going to take that and put that there. And I'm going to grab this letter F and just kind of put it beside of it. And we got to do the same thing down here. We don't have a lot of space over here to do that. So we may have to do an angled one. And I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to pull this C over. I'm going to Control C to copy that. I'm going to Control V to paste it. Now remember what I told you about mirroring when we mirror something. I use my snipping tool when I do this, my Windows snipping tool, but you can just jot them down. We want to get that size X and size Y. So we make sure that when we mirror this, we're the exact same size. I usually do that. You can jot them down if you want to. It don't matter. All right, so to mirror, we go over here on the center square marker, and we grab and pull, and we drop it. But we don't let go of it. We tab down. X was 3.5. And Y is already at 0.23. Okay, so that made the arrow the same size as the other arrow. And we're going to take it and pull it down here. We may not have, I don't think we're going to have space for this. But let's check. This is difficult. Okay. We may have some space. We never want to get anything outside of the square because it'll use another piece of paper when it tries to print it. So we want to make sure that everything we do is in that square. Okay, we're finished. We're finished. We've got all the final touches done here on this one. And like I say, you don't need to move this text on your other one because you're going to have plenty of space. But if you do find that you need to move it, you can go ahead and move it. So in summary, in this video, what we did was we lined everything up good as far as our label, our side and end view. We lined the tanks up. We made sure that the height of your leg on your side view is the same as the height of your leg on your end view. It has to be the same. And we made sure that we had consistency in the height of these dimensions. We also fixed our arrows, which those arrows are really hard to deal with, but we did get them fixed. So we've had success today, and I will give you this video to follow along with, and you can use this video to fix the others. Thank you.